Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Imagine standing on your porch as a massive summer storm rolls in. The air grows heavy, the sky turns a bruised, deep purple, and suddenly, a jagged bolt of lightning rips through the atmosphere, followed by a deafening crack of thunder. For centuries, we have treated this as a purely physical phenomenon, a simple matter of static electricity, temperature gradients, and moisture levels. But what if I told you that the primary architect of that lightning bolt might actually be alive? Welcome to the frontier of aero-bacteriology, where we are discovering that microscopic organisms are the secret puppet masters of our planet's most violent weather patterns. To understand this, we have to look at the sky not as an empty void, but as a bustling, high-altitude ecosystem known as the aerobiome. High above the clouds, billions of bacteria, fungal spores, and pollen grains are drifting on global wind currents. For a long time, scientists assumed these microbes were just passive hitchhikers, swept up by the wind and waiting to fall back down to Earth. However, groundbreaking recent research suggests they are active participants in the climate. Specifically, a group of organisms known as ice-nucleating bacteria, such as Pseudomonas syringae, have evolved a biological superpower that allows them to manipulate water molecules from a distance. In the cold upper reaches of a storm cloud, water doesn't always freeze at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. In fact, pure water can remain liquid, a state called supercooled, down to nearly -40 degrees. For a cloud to produce rain, hail, or the friction necessary for lightning, it needs a catalyst to kickstart the freezing process. This is where our bacterial friends come in. These microbes possess specialized proteins on their outer membranes, most notably the INA-Z protein, which perfectly mimics the hexagonal lattice structure of an ice crystal. When a supercooled water droplet touches one of these bacteria, the water molecules are forced into an ordered arrangement, causing the droplet to freeze instantly, even at temperatures well above the normal freezing point. This process is known as bioprecipitation. As these tiny bacterial ice seeds grow, they become heavy enough to fall as snow or rain. But it's the transition to lightning that is truly mind-blowing. Lightning is essentially a giant spark caused by a massive imbalance of electrical charge within a cloud. This charge is generated when different types of frozen water, like small ice crystals and heavier slushy pellets called graupel, collide with each other at high speeds. During these high-energy collisions, electrons are knocked off, creating a massive buildup of static electricity. Because bacteria are so incredibly efficient at creating these ice particles at higher, warmer altitudes where physical freezing wouldn't normally occur, they essentially provide the fuel for the cloud's internal battery. Without these biological anchors, many clouds might never reach the electrical threshold required to trigger a massive lightning strike. Why would a bacterium want to start a thunderstorm? It sounds suicidal, but it is actually a brilliant survival and dispersal strategy. By triggering rain and lightning, these microbes ensure they are washed out of the atmosphere and deposited back onto the Earth's surface, often hundreds or even thousands of miles away from where they started. The intense turbulence of the storm also acts as a giant atmospheric elevator, sucking up new microbes from the soil, crops, and forests into the clouds, perpetuating a global cycle of biological weather manipulation. Recent studies using high-altitude balloons and specialized research aircraft have found these ice-nucleating bacteria in the very heart of lightning-producing clouds. We are beginning to realize that the biodiversity of a forest on the ground directly influences the intensity of the storms in the sky above it. A monoculture crop might not provide the right microbial seeds for a storm, while a diverse ancient woodland might be a literal lightning factory. This adds a whole new layer to our understanding of climate change. As we alter the Earth's surface and its microbial populations, we are inadvertently rewiring the electrical circuitry of our atmosphere. The next time you hear the rumble of thunder, don't just think of cold fronts and pressure systems. Think of the quintillions of microscopic engineers floating in the dark clouds above, aligning water molecules with mathematical precision to create one of nature's most spectacular light shows. We are living in a world where the smallest life forms control some of the largest and most powerful forces of nature. It is a humbling reminder that biology and physics are not two separate fields, but a single, intertwined narrative of how our planet functions. The aero-bacteriology of lightning isn't just a niche scientific theory. It is a revelation that changes how we see every drop of rain and every flash of light in the night sky. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.